The 3D Mario games are pretty good. Metacritic has Super Mario Sunshine as the worst game of the series, with a simply pitiful average of 92, making it one of the 200 best games of all times according to the site. So, when reviews came in for Super Mario Odyssey exalting it as one of the best Mario games of all time, you knew that the game in front of you was going to be a masterpiece. When Breath of the Wild came out in March of 2017, it was pretty much a guarantee that it would win almost every Game of the Year award in existence, but Super Mario Odyssey gave it a pretty good run for its money. Like, literally, any other year, Super Mario Odyssey would have cleaned house in Game of the Year conversations, but it just had to release the same year as the most revolutionary, groundbreaking game of recent times. But in any case, even though it maybe wasn't the best game of 2017, Super Mario Odyssey is still a fantastic game, and I'll say this, it's the funnest game I've ever played. Literally, from start to finish, this game just made me smile, and still, to this day, after beating it a few times, 100% completing it, and speedrunning it many times, it never ceases to amaze me and it never gets boring. So I asked myself, why? Why is this the most fun game I've ever played? And the question was quite hard to answer. This essay was actually quite hard to write because it's hard to pinpoint what makes something fun. I'd argue a good game is necessarily fun in some way, but the fun I had with Red Dead Redemption 2 certainly wasn't the same type of fun than the one I had with Super Mario Odyssey. Also, I should probably point out that this isn't a review of Super Mario Odyssey, it's just a concentrated look at one of the game's aspects, the fun factor of the game. But I do want to talk about other aspects of the game, so I'll simply give myself, let's say 30 seconds to rant about other aspects of this game that I absolutely adore. Okay, the timer's up, so let's get started in 3, 2, 1. My god, the game's ambiance is so cool. Like, look at these kingdoms. There's so much content. Like, look at all these sick attires. I swear Mario dresses better in this game than I do in real life. The Mushroom Kingdom, excuse me? Super Mario 64 Mario as a costume? So just take my money, you Bobby boy. Darkest Side is just so hard, and it's so good, and it feels like a test of all the things you've learned so far. I love it. You can dress up as Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong. Mario has a monkey's tail with this costume. Nintendo, you did it! So I was saying the game is pretty fun, and I think it comes down to two key things that can't really be analysed separately because one complements the other. Open-ended level design, and a moveset that allows infinite possibilities. I'll start things off by asking you a question. Why does everyone call Super Mario Odyssey the first true successor to Super Mario 64? Well, firstly, because people forgot about Mario Sunshine, but secondly, because the Super Mario Galaxy sub-series and Super Mario 3D World are pretty restrictive and linear, whether that be in their level design or their movesets. The game designers were pretty adamant about players going through the levels the way that they wanted them to, showing tons of creativity themselves, but stripping the player of the possibility to express their own creativity. To prove my point, let's compare Super Mario 64's One Fortress to Super Mario Galaxy's Honey Hive Galaxy. In the first level, let's say you want to grab the Fall Onto the Cage Island star. But how do you get that star? Well, the way Nintendo wants you to get it is to grab onto a bird, drop down above the cage, and voila! But, you know, if you don't like the look of that bird, you can just kinda triple jump your way to the cage and that does the job as well. The moveset that Nintendo gave you in this game is so versatile that you can just decide to do something completely different than what Nintendo's expecting, and it still works. This allows players to constantly, even after multiple playthroughs, discover new ways of accomplishing certain objectives. Meanwhile, in Honey Hive Galaxy, there's only one way to get the star. Get here with the bee suit, make your way to the launch star, climb these honey walls, all actions for which you'll need the bee suit by the way, talk to Queen Bee, climb Queen Bee, and get the star. There's no other way around this by the way, this is the only route possible. So what can we learn from this? Well, the levels aren't designed in the same way in Super Mario 64 than in Super Mario Galaxy. In reality, Honey Hive Galaxy isn't one level, it's more cute to what would be called a world in Super Mario Bros. Games. It's a collection of levels around the same theme, with the same characters and the same game mechanics being employed. However, the layout of the level is so different depending on which star you select that it's hard to call Honey Hive Galaxy a single level. This level design philosophy has its benefits, it's far from being inherently bad. Having more restrictive level designs allows Nintendo to throw crazy ideas in terms of movesets, For example, Spring Mario, allowing you to jump to great heights. This kind of power-up doesn't exist in Super Mario 64 because the open-ended level designs would make it hard for Nintendo to balance the suit properly. Being able to fly around the levels would break the game and make it too easy. But in Galaxy, given that there's only one path forward most of the time, they can control how you use whatever crazy moveset they give you. Neither option is bad, don't get me wrong. Simply, Galaxy's philosophy is way more linear than Super Mario 64's. In the latter's case, Nintendo gives you a toolbox with just a handful of versatile tools you can use at your heart's content, creating possibilities even Nintendo didn't expect to be possible, like being able to jump into that cage. In the other, Nintendo has this huge toolbox with way more possibilities, but they'll only give you one tool at a time, making it impossible to mix and match. In Super Mario 64, Nintendo creates levels with multiple possibilities to reach an objective, which is fun for the player because he gets to try different ways to get the same star. In Super Mario Galaxy, Nintendo just kind of flexes how good they are at level design, making amazing levels out of great ideas, but this makes the game less replayable because there is only one way to experience the level and get the star, which is a different kind of fun. After this longer than I expected detour, let's talk about Super Mario Odyssey's design. Super Mario Odyssey has Super Mario Galaxy's huge toolbox thanks to the capture mechanic, and it's just kind of given to you like it is in Super Mario 64, leaving you free to use it as you see fit. At all times, you have a jump, a double jump, a triple jump, a ground pound jump, a moonsault, a dive, and a bounce off Cappy. Combined together, these can make for some pretty sweet movements, allowing you to clear huge gaps like the one you're seeing right now in Lost Kingdom. Also, you have the different captures, which completely change how the game is played and keeps the game fresh, giving a game that would already have a great moveset without a mechanic an even better moveset. A part of what makes Super Mario Odyssey so fun is that your tools are versatile and allow you to always try new things. The game is evergreen when it comes to fun, simply because even after countless replays, you can still try getting moons in a new way. A simple example of this is this moon in Cascade Kingdom. Normally, the game would want you to use this chain chomp to break this column, opening the way to a pipe, that you would then enter to get the moon. Or you can just jump up the column and get the moon. Nintendo doesn't really care. You can do whatever you want, you're a big boy now. This makes Odyssey similar to Super Mario 64, allowing the player to tackle a problem in multiple ways, something that Galaxy doesn't allow. It's for this reason that Super Mario Odyssey, just like Super Mario 64, is one of the most popular speedruns ever. The main interest of both of these speedruns isn't hard to do glitches, it's mainly seeing the game's mechanics and movement being expertly done. On screen now are a few examples of how movement is used in speedrun to get moons quicker than the Nintendo approved method. Anyone can try these tricks, and you don't have to grind to incorporate them in a run, which makes it a fun speedrun for anyone to try. The speedrun is full of amazing movement that's rendered possible thanks to the moveset that Nintendo grants you, exploiting the possibilities given to you by the open-ended level design and the versatile movements. It calls back to Super Mario 64's freedom of movement and level design, the reason for which Super Mario 64 is still, to this day, many people's favourite game. It's evergreen, still fresh after countless playthroughs, because the game's objectives can be completed in a virtually infinite number of ways. So, what does make Super Mario Odyssey so fun? Movement. A large, versatile moveset that's easy to understand and fun and satisfying to master. Sometimes I'll just hop into the game and have fun moving around for a bit, which is pretty insane to think about. How many games can you say that you just have fun moving in? But I've never had so much fun simply controlling a character. In this aspect, Super Mario Odyssey may very well be the best platformer ever, since the main aspect of platformers is movement, and, in my opinion, Mario Odyssey has the best movement ever in any video game. And in any case, I do personally think that Super Mario Odyssey is the best Mario game of all time, and it is undebatable in my opinion that it is the first true successor to Super Mario 64. Because Mario Sunshine!